Roland Martin. Say, man, I know you were in Selma, Alabama this weekend. Were you affected by the tornado?
Was not, even though yesterday when Senator Cory Booker was speaking, we were in Browns Chapel AME Church, and a severe storm came through. I pull up the radar on my phone and saw it. We had a tornado warning while we were sitting in there. I didn't realize because when everything was over, I drove to Atlanta to catch my flight, which landed about 3 hours ago, wow. and didn't realize 23 people were killed, including some children overnight. So certainly prayers out to those folks affected in Alabama. We were there, of course, 54th anniversary of Bloody Sunday, and of course the march across the Edmund Pettus Bridge, and a lot of presidential candidates who were there. And we actually, Roland Martin Unfiltered, we live streamed Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And so you guys can go to my YouTube channel and check out all those speeches, workshops, and things along those lines. Again, RolandMartinUnfiltered.com, and also check the YouTube channel. So check out those videos. Tom, man, Donald Watkins Sr., well-known attorney in Alabama. I remember at one time folks were talking about he could potentially buy an NFL team or Major League Baseball team. Well, for the last 2 weeks, he has been on trial in Atlanta with his son, namesake Donald Watkins Jr. Federal government is accusing them of fraud, saying that they defrauded a number of investors, including several athletes, of millions of dollars. And Charles Barkley testified last week, riveting testimony, that he lost $6.15 million as a result of the shenanigans of Donald Watkins Sr. and Jr. And it's amazing listening to this trial. Roy Johnson, a columnist with AL.com, he was in the courtroom last week. He joins us right now. And Roy, it had to be surreal to Roy to sit in that courtroom and to see Donald Watkins Sr., prominent attorney, his son. A lot of folks know him, and to see the trail of African Americans coming up, accusing them of bilking them out of their money.
Certainly was, Roland. Good morning. And for those of you who know, and I know you know, Roland, that I've known Charles for many, many years, having covered the NBA when he was a player. I moved to Birmingham 5 years ago, and while I had not met Donald Watkins Sr., did get to know Donald Watkins Jr. And his wife, Shay, who were prominent insurance brokers with State Farm here in Birmingham, a prominent couple, have a beautiful daughter. So I got to know that family. So, yes, it was very surreal as I sat in the courtroom and saw Charles, who, if you know Charles, you know he is the most trusting human being on the face of the earth. You've probably heard in the last few years of some acts of kindness that he's done for people in terms of paying for funerals and doing things that he didn't really publicize at all. And ultimately they might come out because the family or the recipient talks about them. But here's someone who trusted this supposedly prominent African-American attorney, Donald Watkins Sr., trusted him to the extent that he would purchase shares in a company that Donald Watkins Sr. supposedly owned. Now, we also saw testimony that the company's name, Masada, it's a futuristic waste management company that we did hear testimony from the owners of Masada that they did not sell portions of that company to Donald Watkins Sr. So he may not have even owned the portions of the company that he was trying to sell to get other athletes to invest in. And as Charles said, $6.1 million. He finally started to get suspicious several years into that investment when he realized had gotten zero return, and they kept asking for more money. And what we saw in the courtroom was that money was being used to pay for expenses such as handbags, travel, American Express bills, where we
alimony,
paying back Donald Watkins Sr. girlfriend, who he had borrowed money from and supposedly helped her buy a car dealership. So this money was being moved around, not to invest in a company, but to fund a lifestyle that allegedly now looks like to be a house of cards. Again, this was a guy who was said to buy the Minnesota Twins, a supposed billionaire, is taking money from one investor and allegedly using it just to fund a lifestyle that may have been a house of cards.
First black mayor of Birmingham, Richard Arrington, was given immunity by the federal government. He says that he also loaned them $700,000, none being repaid. But also, Condoleezza Rice and Martin Luther King III, they also testified in this trial?
Dang.
Yeah, it was a parade of prominent African Americans. Like you said, Condoleezza Rice, Martin Luther King III, who supposedly, Donald Watkins Sr. told people that Condoleezza was considering joining the board. She got on the stand and said, not. He told people that Martin Luther King III was going to introduce him to Barack Obama, who was then president. Martin Luther King III got on the stand and said, not. So that was towards the beginning of the trial. And then Richard Arrington, the first black mayor of Birmingham, was given immunity because he supposedly borrowed $750,000 from Al America Bank, which is a bank that Donald Watkins Sr. founded, but had been banned from because of various activities. So he couldn't borrow the money, allegedly utilizing Richard Arrington to get those loans, $100,000 the first time and more than $750,000 the second time, to again fund a lifestyle and fund a company that he may not have even owned. And then the Barkley money was then used to pay back all but $150,000 of the money that Arrington borrowed. You follow me now?
Sounds like a Ponzi scheme.
Well,
it certainly sounds for like Bernie Madoff. Sounds
exactly. Sounds like
Bernie
Bernie
Madoff did
Madoff
a decade ago. Yeah.
Now the weird thing is also, Roy, that Donald Watkins Sr. and Donald Watkins Jr. are representing themselves. So you had Watkins Sr. He is cross-examining Charles Barkley, and he's accused of taking Charles' money. And so I read one account where he has, don't I have the right to spend my money the way I want to? And Barkley was like, no, not for stuff like that. I mean, that had to be like, okay, talking in the third person, if you will.
He said, you don't own the money. I mean, you're staring at the guy who supposedly took $6 million of your money, and it was probably all Charles could do to not hop over the wall of the witness stand and body slam him. Of course, Charles has put on a few pounds. He probably couldn't have done it anyway. But and then you've got Donald Watkins Jr., who's not an attorney. So he's representing himself. And you said it was weird.
Whoa, he's not?
Any attorney, he is not an attorney.
Wow.
So,
I thought he was. Wow. So he's not, and he's representing himself? Okay.
That's correct.
Who could he get to represent him, though? Think about it.
Well, they probably can't pay him.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
But remember, if you don't have the money to pay, the court still will assign you a lawyer.
Yeah.
You can get the same attorney R. Kelly has.
You know what they say about...
Say it again, Roy.
I said there are people sitting behind them just in case something egregious happens. But I think, as you were about to say, if you ask any attorney about representing yourself, weird is not the word they come up with.
Yeah.
And the really just sad part of this, Tom, is that we often talk about athletes not giving back, not doing business with black people. Damon Stoudemire's wife testified. A brother who was the first player from Sierra Leone testified, and he was working on deals with the Sierra Leone government, Roy. And so this is really just a sad story what's going on in Atlanta right now.
Shameful, high-level black-on-black alleged crime,
and it's still going on, right?
Yeah, the feds arrested last week, Thursday, and now the Watkins are presenting their side of the case, right?
Absolutely. Donald presented his first defense witness on Friday, and that will continue today.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah. And prominent family from Alabama.
Yeah.
Dad.
Why you had to
Alabama
say Alabama
State.
like that, man?
We'll see.
Well,
You didn't have to say Alabama like that.
Well,
But
how should
but
I?
he was president of Alabama State.
It is what
President
it
of
is.
Alabama State. His brother, prominent heart surgeon.
Yeah.
And
All right.
Children are all successful. Donald's children are all successful. So it is a shame. It really, at the end of the day, it's a shame.
Yeah.
And Watkins is 71 years old, and so could be facing a lot of years in prison.
All right. Good job.
Roy Johnson, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Roy. Great job.
Yeah, Roy.
Thank you, Roland.
Looking to save on Medicare Part D? Switching to Walgreens may help you save on your Medicare Part D prescriptions. Walgreens, trusted since 1901. Talk to the pharmacist to learn more. Ooh, I hate to hear that story.
Yeah.
My people, my people.